Hey guys, it's Nick. It's the day after Christmas and silver is $78 and change right now, a few minutes before 4 o'clock. So I talked to a gold and silver dealer here in the Diamond District and one down in Canal Street. And they kind of told me two different things about who they're seeing buying and selling silver right now. So let's talk about that and talk about some of the premiums right now if you're thinking about selling. So I was talking to the dealer over here at 24A on 47th Street, and he was saying that there are a lot of sellers, not a lot of buyers. He may sell like 50 ounces of silver in a day, but a lot more people are dumping it. And that guy just said, don't buy silver. So, but yeah, he said a lot of people are dumping it right now. A lot of long-time holders that he knows of from 2011 and before that missed their chance at 50. They're seeing this as their chance to get out now at these higher prices. However, he's offering about 90% of the spot price for silver. So that's like $7, $8 back right now off the current spot price. And this is the same dealer that told me that he was around back in 2011 and he's not seeing the same type of fervor to buy silver. Back then he said people were just dropping off sacks of money and saying buy me as much silver as you can. He's not seeing that right now. So I also called some dealers around here on the phone before I came out here, and a few of them were closed. One was saying like $3 on the spot. A few of them were saying also 10% on their spot. So I think that's kind of the range there, anywhere from about $3 under for like 10 ounce and 100 ounce bars is what I asked for. I didn't ask about junk silver or like 1 ounce rounds or anything like that, just the bigger stuff. But I also talked to a gold and silver dealer in Canal Street right there on the Bowery, and he was telling me that everybody's buying. I said, where? I guess he has different clientele than the people here. I don't know, but he said everybody's buying. So he was offering $3 on the spot, which is pretty good, which kind of indicates that he is a better buyer than he is a seller, like some of the people here that are offering 10% on their spot. That price is almost kind of like, I don't really want it, but I'll do you a favor and buy it anyway and try to make a few dollars on it. It's not saying that they have huge demand for this stuff or buyers, you know, knocking down their door or anything like that. And I was over here earlier in the day, and bullion exchanges over here actually had a line out the door. Wow, there's a line out the door for bullion exchanges. I think it's most people selling scrap gold. So, and I asked the dealer over here about that. I said, hey, if everybody's selling, you know, why does he have such a big line out here? And he said that people are selling scrap gold. So I believe that because recently the Wall Street Journal on their YouTube channel did a story on bullion exchanges and how they buy scrap gold, and so many, you know, retirees, older people and stuff, they see the news that gold is up a whole bunch and they have some old broken jewelry gold and they bring it in, and they are pleasantly surprised or even shocked about how much money it brings right now based on the price that gold's creeping up to like $4,600. So a lot of people are selling their scrap gold, not so much gold buyers and not so much silver buyers, but a lot of silver sellers apparently. I am shocked at how fast silver went up. When I was here in August before my Asia trip, I bought a few coins off of this dealer to do videos on in Asia, and it was like $38 an ounce back then. So now it is literally over 100% higher than it was in mid-August. But in terms of valuation, the gold-silver ratio is still like 60. So that is not as low as it got in 2011 when it was 30. However, the all-in sustaining cost to mine silver is about $17 an ounce, which means that silver is selling about 4.5 times what it costs to mine it. I don't know how long that's going to last. Now, a lot of people say it doesn't matter because it takes 10 years to bring a new mine online and all this stuff. There's a lot of positive news out there for silver, AI this, solar panels, people talking about data centers needing 10 million ounces of silver per data center and all kinds of crazy stuff. When there's so much only positive news and euphoria, and when you hear people like shout you down or call you short seller or something, just because you say, hey, it may have gotten too expensive and you may want to start thinking about taking some profits. If you have something you need to buy or some big bills you need to pay, you really should be thinking about that, because trees don't grow to the sky, and this thing is not going to go up forever. And the people that were around in 2011 know that. So the other thing is that the 2011 price of $50, the inflation adjusted price today is like $70. So we are above that now. However, we're not above the 1980 $50 high, which would be inflation adjusted like 200. So that's what a lot of people hang their hat on. And then you have the crazy people saying silver's going to 500, 600, 1500, all this stuff. Those are the people that are going to be sitting on silver for the next 15 years again when it finally comes back down. So like I said, if you have some real estate you want to buy, or some kids' tuition you need to pay, or some taxes or something, you should seriously think about selling some, because it is a lot easier to sell on the way up. And even right now, it's shooting up and it's not so easy to sell. It gets a lot harder on the way down. If history is any guide, when silver starts to fall, it falls down really fast. I think in 2011 it fell from like 50 to like 30 in about a month. So guys, that's what's going on in the Diamond District over here. They're saying there are a lot of sellers. In Chinatown, they're saying they have some buyers. The truth is probably somewhere in the middle. But remember, it is never as good as everybody is saying. And they don't ring a bell at the top. They just keep raising the price limits as it goes higher and higher. So keep that in mind, and don't take every YouTube video with a price target of 500 or 1,000 or whatever, 1,500 as gospel. Nobody really knows. Experts are not really experts. And when this thing turns, it could turn very quickly. I hope you like this one, guys, and Merry Christmas, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.